Well, hi, everybody. Bill Kelly here with the Health Professions Education Motivation Minute on perceived control. Now, to be honest, I wanted to do one on social comparison theory, but Steve got that one, and he always gets his way. I think it's because he's kind of tall. Now, that attribution would certainly not be an adaptive control belief. You know, perceived control fits really well in social cognitive theory, Bandera and others, 1986. And there's different elements to it. There's self-efficacy, how good do I believe I am at doing something? And then there's outcome expectations. If I do a certain action, what do I believe the outcome will be? And you can see how those things are related, but a little different day to day. But they both require a certain sense of agency or beliefs about one's control. And there's really, three different beliefs. And to build on my example that I started with, strategy would be related to, I could sign up. The first person, it's first come, first serve on Abby's spreadsheet. So I could sign up for the motivation minute I want. Then there's capacity. Could I really do that and sign up first? Probably not, because I've been a little dispersed lately. And then there's control beliefs. If I really wanted to do it, could I pull it off? And of course I could. If it was critical, I could be the first to sign up. And next I want to talk about learned helplessness, which is a related topic. Seligman, 1976, among others. And basically this is a maladaptive response, a disturbance in motivation, a demotivation brought about by a past event where you have independence between your actions and the outcomes. So I want to move on to that segment next. Click on this link below for that segment. Just click on that link. I'm sorry, if you try to click on it, it's not a real link, it doesn't work, and I feel terrible. It's not as bad as the experiments in that chapter, right? Where they talk about shocking dogs, and then eventually the dogs don't even try to get away when they can because they've been so discouraged. All right, well, why don't we jump on to that segment now? Just click on the link and we'll move forward. And you're probably not doing it now. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? You've been conditioned, not to trust that link. And you might click on it really angrily at first because you're mad, but, essentially always people will become less assertive and just give up. Seligman's work was modified into some neat dimensions, 3 different dimensions, and I want to go through those real quick. Stable versus unstable. In the link example here, stable would mean you believe that, you just can't do links. Every time you click on a hyperlink, it messes up. Versus unstable, situational. Maybe my mouse battery is dead or something's wrong with the video. It's a one-time deal. Then there's global versus specific. Global would be, I'm just no good at this HPE program course of study. Versus specific, I'm just having a little trouble with this initial educational theories course. And then finally, internal versus external. Internal would be, I'm just not tech savvy. I can't click on links on a video. I'm just a mess. Versus external, Kelly's messing with us and it's a bad link. And can you imagine which learners are at the most risk for problems? And you guessed it, it would be the folks with stable, global, and internal dimensional beliefs. Now, it's very easy to see how our learners can get into a vicious cycle. I mean, you fail at something, you doubt yourself, you feel like you lack control on the outcomes, you don't try as hard next, you have some avoidance maybe, and then because you've zoned out and checked out for the next test or task, you fail that too, and then it's just a downward spiral. So, what are we as teachers supposed to do? You want to keep people out of the downward spiral if you can, and if they're already in it, try to break them free. And apparently the 2 elements to this are contingency and involvement. Contingency is, providing them a guide, providing them feedback. And then involvement is really supplying them dedication and resources. One concrete example on the medicine clerkship, we have some students that have come to us with a history of failing their multiple choice exams. And they're so discouraged. They avoid practice tests. They don't persist. They think the topic is too large, internal medicine they can't study, so why bother? That's that learned helplessness. And with our test taking technique, again, we provide contingencies. We give them a nine item guide going through the questions. We spend one-on-one time with them. We invest those resources. We give them plenty of feedback, and we see them through it. And then finally, I do want to mention this topic that came up in our reading about learned optimism. And that, as I understand it, a belief that, setbacks are specific and situational and temporary, right? But you consider positive outcomes to be enduring and due to your abilities. And it's easier said than done, but that's certainly, I'm going to try to maintain some of that learned optimism. And I think it's something we could all try to support in each other and our learners. This has been an HPE Motivation Minute. Thanks for watching.